Welcome, welcome. All right. Where is... Hold on a minute, troops. Good morning. Look how beautiful. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I was gonna make a coffee. I'm making coffee. I don't want that size. Good morning. Okay. It's a beautiful morning. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. How is everyone? Everybody good? This is too tight for my head. Everybody good? Everybody good. Everybody good. Hi, good morning. I have a feeling I'm gonna snap this scrunchie. So I'm only gonna do it once, which means my hair will probably fall out. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you, my flowers, with my flowers. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's pull to this deck, and we all know there's like the magician in there that I can't stand, so I'm really hoping it doesn't come out. We shall see. We shall see. Actually, I was just gonna open the window, and the screens are in the boiler room. I got some shit to do around here. I'm also gonna pull you a Ganesha card. Not like right away, but I love this deck. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I just had Pandora on, so the music is in my head. Actually, I'm just gonna pull you one, give you a little idea of what's going on. Well, see, this is kind of like what's going on with you as a collective, okay? Not so much like the story I'm gonna read. This is like the energy, how you're gonna relate to it. It's not like an oracle deck, okay? You got joy. There's a lot of people walking around, and I'm super shocked that Finn's not losing his shit. All right. Joy is the state of the heart and the soul. Joy happens when your heart and the soul unite, the union to be achieved of expansion for greater good related to your path. Joy can create in the sense of contentment, acceptance, and serenity. When your life is not in flux, you need to take a deep knowing in what might be happening around you for your highest good and all that you're involved in. When you have this knowledge in you, it brings spiritual determination, even through difficult circumstances such as those that are currently undergoing in your life, and you will immediately find your happiness. Through this card, Ganesha acknowledges your stress and exhaustion to the work that you've adapted to the new patterns of behavior and releasing the old patterns of your story. You may not be happy right now, but you can experience joy in knowing that striving through a difficult situation is important. You are urged to recognize and realize that you came into this lifetime to undergo certain experiences and learn very specific lessons. Be honest with yourself. Allow yourself your feelings and emotions. Remember that your heart is probably feeling wounded and its healing is taking place. You are likely grappling with depth feelings and sentiments that have been repressed for lifetimes. Share your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and anxieties and those who can support you in time. Joy will be the final outcome. Your energy and your inner light are shifting to reveal your life's grand plan. In this card, Ganesha holds garlands made of eureka flowers, the ability to eliminate negative energy from the body and mind of a person. In your mind's eye, make an offering to the garlands made by the flowers to Ganesha. In exchange, Ganesha blesses you with good health and freedom from elements. So I totally see that, okay? Especially with what we've been reading, okay? So, you know, sometimes people think stuff is so complicated, and obviously you're holding on to negative energy, which stems from your gut. So I don't know if you want to work on your sacral chakra as well, okay? But you could be having some health issues too. But again, relating to your gut, if that's the case, because this is emotions. And it's eliminating negative energy. We store negativity in our gut, okay? So that could be going on with you. Sacral chakra music will, it's the 417 HD for those who are interested in clearing your gut. 417 HD. Okay? You can look it up on YouTube. And it will help release negative energy. Okay? So joy is important, and it's basically saying right now it's not the happiest. It may not be the happiest time that you're experiencing knowing and striving through a difficult situation. Okay? I'm experiencing a lot of stuff too that I thought would get better and haven't. Okay? So I'm right there with you. I do feel it's safe, absolutely. I will tell you which one I actually feel is safe. Let me grab my laptop. You know me, I'm superstitious. And it's me, guys. You know me when it comes to this stuff. Very, very particular. I have a whole list of guides. Go ahead. Okay, so let me jump on YouTube. And I know it's the 417 because that's the one I worked on about 6 months ago and I gave up. frequencies. Yeah, it is 417. It's actually HZ. Sorry about that. This is not the one. I want the one for healing. You gotta be careful how you look this stuff up too. All right. Wipes out negative energy. It's 9 hours. Okay. Meditative minds. The top one, purple. That's the one I trust. Okay. So wipes out negative energy in 9 hours. Now listen. So Frigo frequency is known to wipe out negative inside and out. I've never even heard of that. So Frigo. All right. That's just linked. That's actually the 417. Okay. That's also linked to, what is it? It's Hinduism. It's like Indian culture. Okay, so that's a good one. It's meditative mind. Now, I don't know if all meditative mind music is good. I'm going to assume if one link is good, well, you don't fucking assume, okay? So I'm telling you this one's okay. This may help. I will tell you, when you listen to stuff like this, frequencies, it is going to open your third eye, okay? I do have trouble sometimes listening to frequencies without like being like, oh, and like pressure, like, you know, but like, honestly, just push through it the best you can, okay? And if it's that bad, until, you know, you adjust, listen to it during the day, from like a distance, you know, like morning, like listen, put it in the kitchen as you're doing stuff, so it's like not right in your ear, but the frequency is there. I wouldn't recommend earbuds right off the rip, because this is not, I'm not recommending this for you to meditate through it. Okay, this is more like a clearing, all right? And it's just, this makes sense. Like, I pulled a card for me this morning and it was Slender, and it was kind of Splendor. It was kind of similar, which is exactly what I was going through. So we all kind of go through things at the same time, just in different ways. And clearly, you know, this is one of those situations where it's kind of like enough is enough, you know. So if this is talking about your gut, because it's talking about your thoughts, your feelings, your anxieties, that's all stemmed from your gut, which stems from your sacral chakra. And a lot of people, it's the sexual chakra, right? But it's not about the sexual thing right now. It's also emotions, okay? So for some of you that need to clear your energy and don't really know how to do it, you know, this may be a good thing. Always put intent behind things. You don't have to get really like nitty gritty, but you know, it's creativity, passion. There's a lot of things stem from that too, right? But like, I'm basically telling you, because it's a gut thing. You know what I mean? It's all emotions. So that's what you should probably focus on if you're feeling that. Like, if you know right now, you're going through a hard time and you're stressed out and you're exhausted and you're sick of old patterns and certain behaviors and releasing old stories, trying to strive in a certain situation, you know, allowing yourself to feel the emotions versus blocking them, that type of stuff. And this is also talking about stuff that's been repressed for lifetimes. Okay? So this is what I would recommend right now. And to be honest with you, I'll probably do it myself. Yeah, I absolutely will. Okay? And it doesn't happen overnight. But it's in exchange, you know, Ganesha blesses you with good health and freedom from certain elements. Okay. I personally, this is my favorite deck. Fave, okay? Because it lets you understand yourself in certain stuff. It's not the average oracle or tarot. It's not. I mean, I would recommend this 200 times. Over and over and over and over, honestly. And it's just beautiful, okay? So, that would be a good avenue for you right now, if you choose to do that, okay? Because joy is important. Your happiness is important. I have to go grab the other scrunchie because this isn't going to cut it. All right. Why does this side does not want to get tucked in? So, and with joy, it's a 47, right? So it's like definitely being on a new path. Change is not easy. Letting go is not easy. Seeing something for what it is not easy. You know? Just time to get it done. You know, do it for yourself. I've been thinking about going to temple, and I've been saying that for how long? You know, I think I'm definitely going to hit my friend Andrew up and just do it. But I mean, I still like going to church, but there's something about this or just something that's going on with my life. My belief is so important to me, and I will not let anybody come into my life and, you know, take something from me, or there's, I'll share something with you, and I don't want to cry because it is so disturbing. And I'm not going to let the energy get the best of me. But for example, you know, everybody's going through something, and for me right now, you know, I was with somebody for a while, and all of a sudden, you know, he wants to say my work is fake. And I just, love won't even trump that. This is who I am. It's what I've created. And I don't have time for that. It's silliness. And I'm not judging him, because everybody has their own belief, okay? But to be with somebody for so long, and then all of a sudden, like when things get so real, you know, you see the true colors of situations. And I guess assumed that maybe he would get past it or accept it. And some people just, they don't, okay? And you have to accept that. So, you know, everyone would be like, oh, you don't need people like that in your life and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, it's not that. It's okay to have a different belief. It's okay to look at something differently. But when you want to judge somebody's belief and belittle them and tell them it's fake, I don't have any energy in my life to give you anymore, okay? My spirituality is who I am, okay? So it is a tough go, you know, but I will push through, and I would never stop doing something that I truly love, you know. It's just like anybody else that's going through stuff in their life right now, you know, that you have to tackle. And you can't just push it aside and think it's going to change. I'm not going to deal with somebody telling me that it's fake. I'm not going to try to convince you that I feel like it's real, okay? I don't have time for somebody to come in and try to prove to me that it's wrong. It's a waste of energy, you know? And I am who I am through what I believe in and what I've created. So for somebody not to even pick up on that I'm so spiritual, is, I don't know if he just thought that was gonna go away, if he thought the love would trump what I do for work, because it's not a thing, you know? My belief will trump the love I thought I had, okay? And it's tough, and I will push through, and I won't stop doing what I'm doing because somebody doesn't believe in what I'm doing. And I'm sure it scares him, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses for it, but if you're gonna throw in my face that what I'm doing is fake, I don't have time for that. You got to draw a line, people. And that was the, you know, what's that saying? That was the something that broke the camel's back. Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't all the other issues. It wasn't the karma. It wasn't how shit was going down. That itself, it's who I am. And that will never change. It's part of my character. So it is a tough go. I know a majority of you experiences breakups and a lot of karmic stuff, okay? Everyone, like I said, experiences something differently. And it's how you want to relate to the reads. You got to let go of energy that is fucking with your aura. If it is wearing you out, you have to let it go. There's no more back and forth. There's no more go-to, okay? And I won't stop loving this person, you know? But I will not tolerate the belittling and the negativity that he wants to throw my way. I don't know if he's trying to trigger me. I don't know, and I don't care. I will put an end to it, you know? Whether we work through that in the future, I don't know. He's not an awful person. I love him. Just not on the same page. And I will not judge him for thinking what I do is taboo. But I will draw a line when you want to insult what I believe in. There is a huge difference there. And if I ever get an apology, then you never know where things go. People are not perfect, and I am not judging. And I, honest to God, will not love him any less. Again, when you start judging what it is I do, it's not a thing. And it's just like that. When I'm done. You know, it's okay not to understand, you know, what I do, but to belittle me and think that what I do is fake and that I'm scamming you guys is extremely disturbing. So again, whether it's my lesson, their lesson, his lesson, whether it comes back around the corner, you know what? It's only going to make things stronger. But I'm not going to work through somebody else's karma with them while they figure it out, because they might not ever see the wrong in that. Okay? So it's time to accept things, guys. And there's no need to hold a grudge. You know, you can still love and move forward. I promise you. You know? So there's a little something that's going on with me, you know. And it is what it is. Everybody has their own story, you know. And, you know, that's it. Does not make him an awful person. Not even a little bit. It's just right now, I won't be part of that, you know. So you can move forward, guys, and still love someone, you know. You don't have to leave situations being enemies, holding grudges. And you know me, I would never be that person anyway, you know? So we just don't see eye to eye. But again, to belittle what I do because we don't see eye to eye is just not going to cut it, you know? And people change, you know? Who knows, guys? This could be the man I end up marrying, or it's not. But it's not the end of the world, and it's not worth holding on to something when somebody else is not putting in the work. Okay, so it's really important for you guys to be aware of that. I gotta put a little ice in my coffee. You know, you can't let other people drain your energy because they don't want to accept things, you know. And there's a lot of things within me and him that I know that I'm sure I need to work on. We're not all perfect. but I certainly don't belittle him for it. Do I acknowledge it and make it clear? Yeah, but have you met me? I just want to work through karma. I want to address what needs to be addressed to move forward. I don't like being dragged in the dirt. Sorry, you know? So, again, he's not an awful person. We just have different beliefs. And he doesn't ever have to believe in what I believe in, ever. Ever. But you also can't tell me what I do for work is fake and that I'm scamming people. It's just, it's so insensitive and wrong, okay? But it's life. We'll either push through or we won't. And right now, there's no in between. You know? And that's that. And that is that. So we're all gonna jump on a new page now. Okay? Yeah, I don't, you know, I know you guys will support certain things. We're all believers, right? So I can say ignorance, I can say narcissism, I can say so many things, but it's not my thing to figure out. It's for me to realize that I am not on that frequency anymore and I'm fucking out. And that goes for all of you with whatever is regarding in your life right now. Okay? So, who knows? We can't judge people for having different beliefs. But I will put an end to something when you want to fucking belittle mine. And that's life. You know? And if he ever realizes he's wrong, then he'll realize he's wrong and we move past it. We don't hold on to stuff like that. We all have our demons. We all have our vices. It's that simple. To me, it's just important to acknowledge certain stuff and be on the same page as somebody. And if two people can't do that and two people can't compromise, you can't continue to try. Not a thing. Because that other person is putting zero effort into something. You know? So, right. No, I get it. But I do. I love him and I wish him the best, whether we end up together or not, you know? And if he was to ever watch this, he'd probably be really bent out of shape with me. But you know what? I am who I am, and I will call things out as I see them. I am not the average fucking person. Don't treat me like I am. You know? So, it's an adjustment. People will adjust or they won't. That simple. The pain, the growth, everything I've endured, it's not even worth even discussing anymore. It's a closed subject. You know? That's it. Who knows, maybe one day he'll be sitting right next to me and we'll be doing YouTube. People are not perfect. But do not sit in a situation where something is not good and somebody won't acknowledge their own wrongs. He could still be the love of my life. It's just not right now. Or I can let this go and it ended up being a lesson and my blessing is right around the corner. Gotta release. Gotta let go. Okay? And we've been seeing it everywhere, talking about it. People not releasing things that just are not good anymore, that are bogging them down, sitting in their sorrows, feeling bad for themselves. You create your own happiness. I don't have pity in situations like that. Not when I stood by someone's side and tried to help for a lengthy amount of time. You know? regardless of a friend, a lover, regardless how things started. It doesn't matter. Feelings were caught, situations change, things were addressed, you know. And if you're truly, truly in love with somebody, you don't wait to be happy with that person. You don't wait to get things in order. You don't wait to get ducks in a row. Like you just, it's not a thing. You want that person right by your side. So it's delusionary energy. Were we in love? Were we though? Or were we soulmates, and soulmates are so comfortable with each other and you just feel like it's a situation where it's meant to be because soulmates are a beautiful thing, you know? So I've been through a lot and dated a lot of different people throughout the years with you guys to know when I have to put my foot down, regardless of a situation. If you're not willing to work on it with me, it's not a thing, you know? So it's a tough one to swallow, but my belief is sacred to me. And if you're gonna bash it, I don't look back. I just don't. So maybe when the cards that come out, we all know stories, right? So maybe I'll just try to show you like what we should be doing right now versus what we're doing, because we hang on, you know, and it's tough, especially if you're not happy, you know. So, and happy new moon, guys. This is the time to fresh ideas, fresh thoughts, you know. And it's spring. Spring is amazing. You know, you're going to get through what you need to get through. And it's not easy, okay? But it takes two people to push through. You notice how your friends will push through with you? Like it's different with relationships. And I won't have a relationship where someone thinks they have the upper hand or more knowledge, you know? And to tell me I'm wrong and fake. Have you guys met me? I'm fucking dead on. And you're gonna sit here and try to prove me wrong just to prove a point? I don't have time for those type of manipulation and games either. Just don't. It's no fun learning lesson after lesson thinking something's a blessing. You know, but it's life. The right one will come along and they will work through shit with you. I promise you that. Promise. You know, I don't know who he thought he was fucking with. I really don't. You know, you know, I just, you got a wake up call. I don't know. I guess he thought he was having his cake and eating it too. But the cake wasn't as sweet as he thought it was. I'll tell you that. I definitely challenge him, and he challenges me. And we're mirror images, which is great because now he can learn things and I can learn things. Okay? So, there's that. So let's see. Let's see what we're looking at. Be who you are and be proud of who you are. You will always find the right people who will align with you. I promise. too many. I want to start learning new things, possibly teaching them, and bring you along for the ride, you know, but I want to do it so we can interact and be like, oh, did you read up about this? Or did you read up about that? And what do you think of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do it together, because I won't be an expert in anything. I'm just starting, you know, by any means. And I have always loved Hinduism, and I don't think I'll ever like convert, right? Well, born Catholic, well, you know, baptized, but I'm very spiritual, and you can believe in any god, but there's something about Hinduism that I've been pulled to for years and would like to explore. So it's just a philosophy, you know, and I think that's kind of who a lot of us are anyway, being spiritual. Even though spiritual comes with no belief, but Hinduism is very spiritual. Like, everyone has a god, right? But it's the way it's broken down. And I just adore my Ganesha and my elephants, and something very special about it. I do have to stay disciplined. I really suck at it, and now's the time to do it. Get a book, write it down, follow through, work on things. If I'm bored, get off Netflix. I find myself getting into the old patterns. It's easy. Those who are waiting on a reading, I said it'd be ready next week. We're looking at like just another good week. Let me just clear some energy and get them to you, okay? But definitely more disciplined. There's no question. And I do have to clear my energy. I have to start exercising, and not just for health. It's so good for your aura, you know, and your chakras. It is. Turns you into a different person. So yeah, so maybe sometimes I'll come on, talk about certain stuff. I'll figure it out as I go, you know? Yeah, I thought about cutting caffeine. I slowly will do that and replace it with something. I want to do maybe a little the fasting with some protein shakes, some like food supplement things, because I want to clear out my digestive system. I want to clear out all the gunk, but I also want to do it the right way. I know collagen's really good for you. I don't want to like double up or triple up on things, you know, one thing at a time, which I think is important, because when some people get on these kicks, you're doing too much at once, and too much at once is, you won't know what's working and what's not. Just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, you know. And I know my body craves minerals, you know, plant-based things as well. So I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm not crazy about matcha, but I love my greens, you know. So I'll figure it out. Just like you guys should be too. A healthy vessel is so important, you know. And I don't eat as good as I should. Here and there is just not gonna cut it, you know. So, anywhoosie, you have love, okay, as your first card out. But again, let's let's do self-love. I don't know if you're dealing with a Leo because there's a massive lion here. It's not the card of Leo, but it could be the Leo, you know, within you. It's like you're exhausted, you're worn out. Even the beast in you has been drained, guys. And it's like, I don't even think we see it. Because it happens and life gets the best of us, you know? Like, literally the beast inside of you is drained. And it's not a bad thing. We can be happy in doing this, but we don't realize the negative energy that's around us sometimes and how it takes from us. So I would say definitely get some rest. You know, self-love is always huge. But maybe work with your third eye. I think listening to the 417HZ is going to help with your third eye anyway, because I told you that. Sometimes it will mess with your third eye, okay? So you have a messenger of earth and the ace of air that came out together. All right, so you might be receiving a message, giving a message, or to me, it's could even be clarity, okay? This time it's earth energy. So, you know, it's time to see something differently. You know, to me, it's even, you know, communicate with your higher self. To me, it's seeing something clearly with being the ace of air, mentally seeing it, understanding it. You have the Fool, you know, right next to it, which is great because it's like you now have an opportunity. It's almost like you're seeing things. Something's waiting for you. Oh, the glare. Let's make this about you and not about somebody else. Because if this was somebody else, realistically, I'd be like, oh, you know, there's some type of love here. You're probably going to give a message or get a message. You know, truth's coming in, wanting to have a new start. But you know what? It's so unrealistic because we're not all in relationships that are kosher. This could be, you know, a friend. But let's read this energy, you know, like we should be. Traditionally, tarot, that's what it's about, you know. It was never supposed to be about what the other person's doing or how to play I Spy. You know, it was always our tool for us. And then, you know, we placed other people within the energy because there was always somebody in your life. Does that make sense? So to me, it's almost like you're worn out. Even the beast in you is worn out. And it's like you probably didn't even see it. So time to focus on you, nurture yourself, create what you want to create. It's almost like clarity. You know, and you know, you could say mental clarity, but it's not even mental clarity. You were already aware of a situation that was wearing you out. You know, you still have an opportunity to keep going and look at something in a different way. Don't let anybody take away your vibration. Because this is the vibration you want, is a 0. It's the highest vibration. Because I tell you right now, when I clarify these, I'll tell you the shit that you would. And we'll show you what the problem was. Okay? You were dealing with the Page of Wands. Somebody who wasn't assertive enough. Somebody who didn't want that adventure. And if they did, they weren't acting on it. Someone depleted you. Let's get real. Now this is a challenge. Yeah, see? It's a block. And maybe you should be blocking. Maybe you should be standing up for your own belief. It's not easy. All right? But again, it's like that. So it's a challenge. Okay? Where's your morals? Where's your integrity? So some of you are still battling the same thing. It's like you were dealing, yeah, see, dealing with somebody from your past that probably kept saying, I'm interested, I want this, I want that, I want an adventure, but did not go after it. This could be something from childhood. You got messages right here. I'll tell you right now, somebody could get a message from the past, but I wouldn't relate to this because I blocked outlets because I did what's best for me. And it wasn't to piss anybody off. It was for my own sanity, my own frequency. I can't relate to certain things and I will not continue to try. Okay, so if someone's trying to get through to me, they can't because my energy is way more valuable. So is yours. You might actually have somebody coming at you and it's not the person you think. See? We always assume it's how something's going down, but I'm telling you, somebody might be coming back at you, and it's probably not who you think. Ugh. I'm telling you right now, I don't necessarily need that in my life, but if it happens, it happens, okay? And I got the goosebumps because it is what it is. Damn. But this is your opportunity to change your vitality. Yeah, you want contentment, peace within. It's probably a very emotional time for you. But it's not anything I can't see you not working through. You're going towards something that's going to bring you security. You know, see, this is, you're also dealing with somebody right here that's not going to accept that they stabbed you in the back, is not going to accept that something's over. So they're going to try to come at you in a lot of different ways, okay? If they can't get through, then so be it. Because this is where the past is, whether it was 2 days ago or 2 months ago, 2 years ago. Don't stop believing in who you are and what you can create and the ability you have. Yeah, see, you have fortune on your side. Look at judgment. You made your own judgment call here. And if it's not that, you're going to. Because look it was manipulative. It was games. It was somebody knowing exactly what they were doing and still continue to do it. Somebody who just wanted to win. You know, dealing with an energy that was cold and detached. Not trying. I don't know if they want to come in and try. But either you walked away, they walked away. There's still something karmic. There's just stuff there. You know, you were dealing with probably someone who's extremely stubborn. Could be a drinker, with the Nine of Cups being reversed. Somebody who's just not happy with their life. Okay? Which is plenty of people in this world. Could be someone just having a bad day. But I will tell you, this is somebody who's not going to accept you moving forward, not going to accept you being blocked. But there's nothing that can be done in that situation. Maybe it's your past seeing the truth in a situation. You stay on your path, you're going to get that contentment that you want, that you seek. Yeah, see, this is a very draining energy. You know, you know, whew, it's kind of a tough scenario, guys. This is, somebody really did want to grow something, or they do want to grow something. You know, with Judgment there, it could be a second chance. But you can't grow something without the sun. And the sun right now is reversed. Unawoken. Yeah, something that was just unbalanced, unjustified, lies, deception, karmic. It doesn't have to mean that you guys were karmic together, whether this is a friend or somebody from your past. It just means there was still a karmic situation. And it's like somebody not wanting to work on something. This could also be somebody being like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to take a leap of faith. But in a very unjustified way. The wrong way is reversed. So if someone comes your way, guys, you have to stand up for what you believe in and how you want things to go, okay? And this could be energy, too, of like, oh, you could have had it all. You could have had me, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's narcissism all day. We saw all that energy within the deck. Clearly, there was mutual love. But there wasn't enough. When two people are in love, you don't have this. You do and you don't. You can't fully have this because there was still something karmic in the picture. There was still something in the way. Could have been a family. Could have been a workaholic. But you can't plant that seed when there's no photosynthesis going on. So even if this energy returns, if stuff's not addressed, you're not getting through this. And it's probably why I shared my story with you. Because sometimes we're blinded. We don't want to see this. We get so wrapped up in how we think something's going to go down. We're not actually present. We're not actually witnessing what's stopping something. And if there's no one in your life like that, guys, this is just you with something internally within you that's still going down with work. Okay, so there's still something with work if this is not a person. Family. You know? You can only get yourself on track. You gotta lay the weight down. This was a very unfair situation. There was nothing about this that was solid. I'm telling you, there's something here too, regardless of, you know, the past and current situation. It's like the minute you step into new territory, yeah, there might be competition. Like the shoes might be reversed, and it doesn't even have to be. I got the goosebumps. So the shoes probably will get reversed, okay? But I wouldn't encourage you looking at something like that either. So let's pull another one real quick. You have to be your own advocate, guys. You have to. Ace of Fire. So you're gonna have a nice shift of energy. It could be a little bit of a wake-up call. Now let's take ourselves out of our current situation. You could have, so now you have the Ace of Fire and the Messenger of Fire. Okay, so now we got this fire energy. It could be a message that's extremely exciting. Happy news. There's something with Hanukkah here. Got the Hangman and the Six of Fire. So with the Six of Water. You know, you could be seeing something differently, which then releases something to trigger some. No, see, I don't want to, I'm not going to keep reading it like that for you. If you're in a relationship and it's working for you, great, and you're both putting effort into it, you're going to be okay. Because that's synergy. If you're in an unfair situation and you continue to stay in it, it's going to be tough, okay? I will tell you the energy is shifting with the first Ace of Fire out, Messenger of Fire, the Hangman, Six of Fire. You could see something on social media that changes your perspective. I think you're going to get a message that makes you, you know, really happy. Yeah, see, it's very transformational, transformative energy. Especially you got patience here, right? You're going to get some type of message. No, I think it's more like you're going to, well, yes, but not like via text like you think. It's like very transformative energy, like spirit guides, or you go to one page and then another page pops up and it's like, oh, was that like a little message for me? You know what I mean? Like your own conscious with your conscious, like something that's going to transform the way you look at something. And it could be as simple as social media. Could be as simple as you doing research. Could be as simple as realizing what you've been holding on to that was not serving you. Because that's what this is. There's no question. I mean, it could even be me delivering this message to you guys. It's a shift of energy that's going to transform you to look at something differently about being in the public eye. It could be about seeing something on social media. Like I said, it could be Google. You go from one to the next and you get your message. Because this is how it's something that's going to change you, change your perspective. It could be simple as an idea, as simple as seeing something on social media, maybe something you're creating. It's going to transform you. And it's not just our everyday. It's not just the story I've told or the story you're in. You have to allow this energy into your life. You have to. And it probably take a little time, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, the Two of Air. Not being blinded to a situation. Making your own conscious choice to take a spiritual path, to look at something differently once again, to vibe at a 0. 2s are hard. Do not stay in that. Do not let a message come in. Do not try to change someone's mind. Don't try to use trickery. I mean, it will always come back at you. I don't think that's what you're doing necessarily. Okay? But even you, if this is your story and you're relating to my story or things in general, this is basically saying the energy is shifting. You're going through a transformation. What you did was right. You stood up for what you want and what you believe in and how you want to live your life. You made that conscious decision. I don't know if you were hanging around. I think you got some type of an epiphany. Or you're about to. doing is going to be successful. Oh my gosh, so many. 3 of fire, 3 of air, 5 of air. See what I'm saying? This is you realizing something. That it's just what you were in was a fucking battle. It brought sorrow. It brought disappointment. It brought pain. And the 3 of air talks about the past. Past pain. There could have been too many people in the picture. There could have been somebody in a contract trying to start another contract. Who knows? But you waited. This is a card of waiting. This is a card of waiting. Stop waiting. I can't express that enough. And I think by me expressing my experiences and then you putting stuff together or knowing your own experience already, stop waiting. Because it's no one wins in this situation. Well, you win, okay? You win. Because this wasn't a good situation. People are still holding on to things from the past, pain, anger, regret, petty shit, guilt. Someone who made you wait, or you waited to do something new. I don't know if you gave someone the benefit of the doubt. This is like you with a wake-up call. And whatever this is transforming for the best. Whether it was a job, whether it's love, whether it was a friendship. It's not a loss. What you were continuously doing was the loss. You were carrying somebody else's weight, or you were carrying your own weight from your own past. I'm going to tell you what you should do. I'm going to give you a message before I go to the 6 of fire. I'm going to give you a message for the hangman, because this is what you were doing. And that's why that joy was out. You thought it was joyful. You thought it was going to be good. You thought it was going to be this, no matter what it was in your life. Whether it was your past, your current situation, overthinking the future, whatever you were doing was not beneficial for your own soul. And if I have to use my pain as an example, I sure as fuck will. It never stopped me before. And one thing getting in my way sure is not gonna fucking stop me from showing you things we need to realize. What you were holding on to was not beneficial. And it does not have to be a person. There is something inside of you guys, right now, all of you. There was one thing that was eating at you. All of you. Don't say this read is not for me, because this energy has not moved. This read is for you. So now you can be more successful moving forward. Maybe this will help you think about, what should we be thinking about? What should we be doing? Maybe you need a little guidance, because what you were doing was not helping. Spiritual practice, okay? Decision at the bottom of the deck. Decision. You guys are watching tarot. You did choose a spiritual path. Don't let anybody fuck with that. Your own well-being, where you want to be. If this is your belief, then stand strong in your belief. And the Hangman is a very spiritual energy. A spiritual practice may help ground your day. It may trigger observations that lead to life-changing breakthroughs and ideas. Hello? This is a huge wake-up call for me too. Not just for you guys, okay? If you don't like the way I teach, instead of hitting the down button, get the fuck off my channel. We don't have time for this bullshit in our lives anymore. We are stopping our lives by somebody else's fucking energy. Stop. There are many ways to maintain a spiritual connection through a committed practice. Ganesha is asking you to reflect on the benefits that you've gained by following Pacific day routines in your spirituality. This might include prayer, meditation, exercise schedule, connecting to the body, mind, and spirit, such as yoga or Tai Chi. Additionally, consider burning incense, with often used to accompany prayers, avocations, and spells in cultures. As the incense rise, the smoke rises into the heavens. It's said to represent the request reaching their destination, meeting with approval from the divine incense, as you believed of the properties of this negative energy you've been holding on to. Use incense and burn sage to create special havens for yourself and clear the space in preparation for special occasions or ceremonies. The smell of incense can also bring heightened spiritual awareness and realization for users. This may be a tool and a technique that can get you throughout your day and persevere and regain tranquility. Even simply taking a deep breath can restore spiritual connection. Find what works for you and dedicate some time to your practice. This is why I even said to you in the beginning about frequencies, emotional frequencies. And I just said, maybe I should do something with Hinduism. We all say we're going to do this. I am my own demon, guys. I do the same shit that you guys do. I promise you I do. And it's time to stop. We get sidetracked with everyday bullshit. These cards are talking to you and talking to us. If you want to just simply work with sage or candles or incense, go ahead. It's time to get disciplined. And I mean, we just talked about this. Honestly, it's not just a message for me. I've been doing the same shit that you guys have been doing, regardless of me being the teacher. We're always in and out, in and out. If you have something to commit to and stay disciplined, whether it's, exercise or spiritual belief. You know how many times I told myself I was going to set up a little shrine that I never have still? Or how many times I'm going to get up and jog today and I still haven't? How many times I'm going to say I want to change my diet and I don't? How many times have I told myself, oh, I can't deal with this, you're fucking draining me. But then you get that one text message that puts a smile on your face. Narcissism. We all need to wake the fuck up. Here. Whatever spiritual practice or routine or something, just do it. Yep, quitting smoking. I got to quit smoking too. A little at a time. Don't take on too much at one time. This is the Whispers of Ganesha. I would recommend this deck like you wouldn't believe. Honest to God. So, I mean, if you're still sitting around and waiting for this to change, we're all fucking idiots. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are all fucking idiots if we're thinking something's going to change, or one person's going to come into our life and change a situation, or if a job's going to come into our life and change a situation. We're fucking idiots. And it's the fucking truth. It is time for all of us to wake up. We now understand we are in the perfect energy to transform a situation, and not to hold a grudge, and not to hold hate, or not to judge. Make the fucking decision. Look at something differently, because you're looking at something through pain, rose-tinted glasses, like you weren't seeing something, making blinded decisions, telling yourself it's going to get better. You got to put the work in. I got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. What the fuck have we been doing? Again. And we fucking know better. We know better. We've done this. We done this, and we fucking did it again. We allowed it again because we weren't disciplined when we probably had the same exact reading a fucking year ago. So yeah, be angry with yourself, because I'm a little fucking angry with myself. But I will push through. I will persevere. I will stick to something. I will figure it out. But if you're like me and you've told yourself multiple times you were going to do this, well then shame on us. And all we can do is try again and actually follow through. Because it's going to be successful. Once we realize what we've done, this changes the dynamics. It truly changes our dynamics. It changes our vitality, guys. You did not lose something that like what we all went through was not a loss like that, guys. Don't be afraid of losing someone. Be more afraid of losing yourself. Be more afraid of losing out on your own vitality, your own path, your own vibration. This 6 of fire, I sure as fuck hope is not ego. I sure hope that's us. That's our success. But right now it could very well be ego, because you've allowed this. You try to fix something that can't be fixed. You try to work on someone else's karma with them when it wasn't your job. You stayed in a situation that you knew was not good. We all think we can be that person and someone will just mesh or change. And no. For months, a good month, we read that this energy, massive, life-changing energy was coming in, and we all placed it with something or someone. We forgot how powerful we are as individuals. You totally gave your power away. And it doesn't have to be with a person. Yourself, getting sidetracked, being exhausted, going to school, working, taking care of kids, the house, maintaining your life. It becomes exhausting. There we go. Queen of Earth. That's you guys. Very nurturing, very responsible, very loving, can maintain lots of things, works hard. Very nurturing, can take care of a household, can take care of a job, can balance. You're about to turn into the Queen of Earth. Right now you have the energy to stay disciplined and look at something differently. That Earth energy is grounding. It's successful. You've been lying to yourself, holding yourself back. It's the Seven of Swords. Sabotaging a situation, your own situation, your own spiritual practice, your own happiness. We all get caught up. All of us. We all get caught up. I'm going to throw you a card of what you need to know. Because we already know we're unhappy with the situation. We already know we need to be more disciplined. We've learned self-love. We still got caught up in a situation. Thinking that with spirituality, and I'm going to be completely blunt, I think we always think, because we've learned such a tough lesson, that our blessing is around the corner. But we all have karma, and we all have different things that needs to work on. There's not just one lesson, not one piece of karma. You know, there's multiple things. And I think now, because of certain growth, and you shut things down or you blocked things, you know, we got to that path. And don't think when you get to your blessing, it still won't be tough. Because not everybody will be on the same page of you as you on your own beliefs or your own individuality. But you will come into somebody, you will come into that balance with someone that won't judge you for what you do or how you go about things. You know? We've known for a long time that everybody loses in this situation, and we hung on to it for too long. And we don't just jump into this, okay? We go. Okay, I see something differently. Clear your energy, you know? Like I said, that makes sense with that 417HZ. Okay. Before I read this, hold on. You know, generosity, I guess this is something and how we should be looking at something. Compassion for others is a natural result of being aware of conscious in your own feelings. When you're generous in spirit, you will complete responsibility for your life. Work with Ganesha to assist you in stepping up to do the right thing. This is especially important when you're filled with fear and conflicted feelings. Respect others and live a conscious life. You know, support others in their activities, especially when you want them to succeed. Living in this space will create an open heart and an open mind that you will touch someone that will come into your presence. Be tolerant of ideas and behaviors that may not align with your own thoughts. Spend more time looking at what's good and positive in someone else rather than judging or being negative or bad. Embrace others' differences. Give freely with your own heart. Choose to no longer manipulate. And do not do favors with strings attached. As you continue to give, you may find that you are no longer envy of others. You will be able to give easily at the same time and receive the same that is offered to you. This will go a long way with your feelings and being separated from others. You may find yourself generally more happier. Look for and assume the best in people and treat others with respect and acceptance. So it's kind of like everything we said. So if, you know, you're being a little harsh towards someone or vice versa, judgmental. Don't do it, right? But have an open heart. You know, be positive versus judging or holding on to negative energy. Like I said, negativity, gotta let go of it. You gotta embrace other people's differences. We talked about that in the beginning of the read. Okay, and it's basically saying, you know, there's a long way to go, but eliminating feelings or being separated from others will make you generally happier. And right now you might not feel that happy, but you will, because something was weighing you down, whether it's the past, a current situation, or overthinking the future. Something was weighing you down. So as you move forward, just be kind and compassionate. You know, we all have our flaws, and we do this. We do embrace other people's differences, but not everyone is going to see things our way either. Okay? So it's just asking to be more in touch with your present situation. And be aware of torrent energy and ideas and behaviors that might not align with you. Some of us are just not aligning with some people around us. People, places, things, jobs, situations, diets, you name it. You know? Someone definitely did not reciprocate, whether it was you or someone else. And it's okay to have a different belief. We all chose spirituality because it felt like that's what was best for us, you know? And it's ironic because last week or 2 weeks ago, I read that whole belief thing and I literally labeled it, stop thinking you're the black sheep, or stop acting like you're the black sheep when you don't do what black sheep do. I knew that was telling me that somebody didn't believe in what you believed, or it was definitely a cultural difference, or taboo, right? I didn't see it being my story. You know, what happened with me, like, kind of came out of nowhere. So let's get some fresh air, and I'll probably do like one more read for you. But this is pretty damn clear that we kind of been holding ourselves back, you know? And it just, sometimes we don't see it. And shame on us for not, well, I want to say shame on us because there was a time and place where we saw it, because we were reading it, right? But again, we come in different stages and we're recognizing it again. And it's okay that we had to do it again. You know? But let me flip you. Can't get you to stand straight. But in everybody's, like, everybody who's watching, did I just get wet? Does everything I'm saying make sense? Have you put yourself in the same situation? In this situation again? And I know it might make you feel like we need to give up, or just fuck this, or that person's ignorant, or this situation just wasn't right. And we get in those modes, okay? And don't let it get you down, because don't think for 1 second, I'll share something personal with you. Don't think for 1 second it didn't cross my mind that I got put in this situation again to shut certain things down, or, you know, because it's like our stories are all in it one way or another. And I literally got to the point where I questioned, like, did this just happen again, but play out a completely different way for me to be like, fuck this, I'm done teaching? You know what I mean? And it didn't. It wakes me up, and it makes me tell the truth to you guys, and it makes me see things differently. And we're the only ones holding ourselves back. You know? It sucks. It sucks to learn a lesson again. But I guarantee this time around, it's like your strength, it's different. You know, you probably have more determination in you now than ever. And you probably had to get to a certain point once again to see something once again. You know? Well, these birds are beautiful. So, you know, if you're doing really good and you're not experiencing this again, then absolutely, you know, cheers to you. But this is happening to people around you, so be careful on who you're sharing energy with. Be careful with who you're intimate with. That energy stays inside of you for a long time, weeks and weeks. Again, it could just be a friendly little reminder for those who are kind of falling off track. But just because there was another lesson learned doesn't mean that pain's not attached to it, or anger, or all these feelings. But just, you know, get over it and stay more disciplined. I think discipline is, especially with it being in Aries, is the bigger things that we were meant to realize here. Hi, Finny. If you can't see like what's happening, or somebody else can't, it's not our loss, guys. It's just, it's not, you know. I guarantee that we were still doing something right, and we still tried and put the effort into it, whether it was a work relationship, a lover, a friendship, a family situation, you know. Whether it's our past, whether it's past life regression, I mean, clearly it's something. You know? You gotta stop putting your energy into something that you were putting it into. Was it the way you were going about something? I don't know. But it's time to figure out what it was so it doesn't happen again. Because this was something that happens again, but in a different way. See what I'm saying? So we learned it a different way. This will actually empower us. Learning in different ways. I don't know why we thought there was only one way to do something, or one lesson at a time, or, you know, it's exhausting. but the situation that you were in or holding on to was even more exhausting. And especially with my situation, I can look at it at two different vantage points. You know, his shit, my shit. His karma probably had nothing to do with me. I'm just the person that's not going to sit through it if something's not going to be reciprocated, you know? Or you want to be judgmental for what it is I do. However, it works with you guys too. It's the same thing. I don't feel like my spiritual people that are with me, I don't feel like it was blockages on our end. I think it, and I know that sounds shitty because we all have our shit, but we've learned lesson after lesson, right? This one just went down a little bit differently. And we see our value more because we have self-worth. And that's another reason why we can easily shut something down. But I don't think it was our blockage. I think we just we're trying to keep, I mean, we all have our own blockages, right? But I don't think this was a blockage on our end for those who have been with me. You know? I really don't. There's just sometimes I really think the position we were put in with whatever this is, how it's relating to you, is we just wanted to be that person. You know, we thought we were, I don't know what we all thought because our scenarios are all different, right? But it's like we stayed in a situation thinking it would get fixed, and it didn't because of somebody else's blockages. It's not me thinking we don't have to work on our own shit. Of course we do. But I feel like this lesson this time around wasn't about our blockages. It's what we allowed thinking we can change. Or thinking somebody else would change. And we all know you can't change somebody. But I think we thought because of who we are and our belief and that something might just happen naturally, and it didn't for us, right? Yeah, so I'm getting it too, you know what I mean? And it's important that we look at something like this because I truly don't think it was our blockage, you know, but we got blocked because of someone else's blockage, you know, and we just truly wanted the best for someone. And I think the way we even went about it was probably pushy. Because I just wanted to keep drilling, especially me, you know who I am, you know. This is what's wrong. But that person can't see what's wrong through what I'm saying because they think they're right. You know, so like even my approach was probably wrong, which I can pick up on with that generosity card. You know what I mean? Trying to like push or tell somebody this is how you're supposed to do it. And I don't think, thinking about it, I needed to go about it in a different way. It's the way I went about it, and it is what it is, you know? So I think it was just our lesson this time to be like, I'm not quite sure, but I know we've already reached self-love and self-empowerment. And I think it was our lesson if somebody else can't see where we're at and what we're trying to do to benefit them, regardless of our approach, if they still couldn't look outside the box, then, you know, it is what it is. We were just kind of hopeful. And I think we went into this lesson that we just learned again within the last year, not even taking a spiritual approach, because I didn't want to take a spiritual approach, you know, and it still ended up boiling down to a spiritual issue for someone else. So it's ironic how things work. It's the irony in situations, you know. And I don't think, right, and I don't think we weren't forcing. We were just trying to get a point across, and you can't get a point across to somebody who can't sit there and say, listen, the way you're approaching this is not working for me. But they probably never said that. And I've said it numerous times, your approach is not working. I gave ample opportunities for different approaches to come in, and it still didn't work. And I think we just held on to a little bit of hope. And I don't think what we all experienced really was a loss. It was for us to wake up and realize, this is who I am. I put the effort in. It wasn't reciprocated. It's time to go. Because I don't think this is us crying and da-da-da-da-da. And if you all want a reading and you relate, a personal reading, it's so for you to know what's going on, not to be like, okay, do. It's just different. This one is harsh, but it's not as harsh, if that makes sense. So even when it's not our own blockages, sometimes things still just don't work out. It really takes multiple people to compromise. And if you're not getting that, then, I truly think you would being your authentic self, and the person you were dealing with just didn't want to face the truth. Just probably didn't want to be vulnerable. Didn't want an emotional connection. And that's what we seek as human beings, no matter gender. We all want that emotional connection. We all want to feel safe. We all want to have that person, So it's not the end of the world. So again, it wasn't our blockage, but we need to be disciplined enough to know. And sometimes you got to walk away from situations that just don't serve you or deplete you and take your energy. If that person figures it out, maybe they'll be back. If not, not a big deal. It took us a long time to figure it out. So why do you think it's not going to take the person on the other end a long time too? I think we hung in long enough. And there should be something coming your way, if it hasn't yet, that's going to be extremely eye-opening. So again, I don't think, I think on the other end it was self-worth and self-love, and it just, there just wasn't enough to push through. And that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. I think our approach was a little wrong because we are strong, we are independent, we are valuable, we know our value. But I also think we were meant to be put in this situation because I don't necessarily think you need to change your approach next time around. I think you just need to be a little more wary and a little more aware of what someone's going through. And I think I'm kind of saying that wrong, because I think we're very aware of what someone was going through, okay? It's just, I think it boils down to there was no compromise, and somebody didn't have enough trust to be vulnerable with you. And that doesn't make them an awful person. It just means right now it's just not your person. It's not your situation. It's not your job. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean, jelly beans? We didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't up to us to make someone recognize something. Like, it's just, I know you get what I'm saying. Another reason why I started YouTube, because I literally told myself I'm not the only one that gets what I'm saying, even though I can't spit it out, you know? So, don't look at something as a loss. It's not a loss. I think no matter what approach you would have taken, it wouldn't have mattered. You would have ended up at the same place because somebody else or a job or whatever it is, a family situation, it just, something wasn't over on their end. It wasn't. And I don't know if we thought we could just sit through that and hope it would work out. Like, you know? All right, so let's see what's next. We know what's happening, and I just want to see what's next in the next few days. And you got to do something. You got to do something new. You got to start, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's cutting caffeine or cutting down on cigarettes or blocking certain situations and outlets. Like, you have to do something. You got the King of Earth, whoop, whoop, and the Tower. So the energy that you were dealing with might now feel something. And I don't think we need to touch base on that, okay? Because it's, of course they're going to have to feel karma. Of course they're going to feel their consequences. Of course it's going to catch up to them. I just, whether it's a him or her, I don't think it's our place to read somebody else's situation when we know a situation. Does that make sense? It's like in the universe's hands. Eight of Fire. Yeah, I'm hoping that they get a burst of energy, okay? Whether you're a man or female, but it's the Eight of Wands, so it's, I don't know if someone's gonna try. Yeah, see, there's gonna be some pain attached here. But it's not necessarily caused from you, okay? It's caused by their own demons, their own actions. You know, we can't feel bad or pity a situation. We've learned so much in life and how to move forward. Like this, if you were to hold on to this energy of knowing that somebody was going through this, you would have a really hard time letting go. Our lesson here is to learn how to disconnect from that type of energy that lowers our vibration, because that's what was happening. So yes, they're gonna feel it. Yes, karma will catch up. Yes, there's gonna be sorrow. But you know what? This was all here before you came into the picture. There's already something disappointing going on. That probably had nothing to do with you, because I'm telling you, we jumped into somebody else's karmic situation thinking we were going to be that healer. I'm a fucking healer. Didn't really work out for me, now did it? You know? So they are going to feel some disappointment and some pain. But we weren't here, guys, to work through their karma with them. We could have. But it takes two to choose that. And certainly one person felt the need to do it alone. You can't change that either. So let's hope that, you know, this is them getting, you know, like a message received, like I'm getting it, you know. We all went through our own pain. You know, we've all experienced things. Can't feel bad. You can't pity this type of situations. So hopefully, look at, now they have the 8 of Cups. Now they have 2 8s. So let's hope they walk towards happiness, because it is walking towards the 10 of Cups. This was somebody who is very discontent in a situation. Okay. So they could have saw a future with you, but it doesn't matter. They didn't take the right action. Kept things to themselves. Didn't include you in certain things. But that's their own blockage, once again, okay? So no matter who you are, man or woman, whoever was on the other end, I wish the best. It just, that's it. I wish you the best. Page of Earth. So hopefully, you know, this is also inner child. Not necessarily an immature energy, but it's healing the inner child too. So I don't know if something traumatic happened as a child, but again, not your problem. So I really hope they're walking in a new direction, because we do want the best for everybody. And it's probably why we stayed in a situation a lot longer than we should have. And maybe by you walking away or them walking away, however, because to me it's like they're watching you walk away. I don't know if they thought you would come back, if they had you wrapped around their finger. But they got to start from ground 1 too, ground 0, coming back in as a page. Whomever this energy is for, it's obviously the opposite energy of us. Okay. This is something they need to possibly walk alone, figure things out alone. Let's hope the person you were dealing with doesn't go backwards, but again, out of your hands, you know. Hopefully they start fresh. They recognize maybe what they had. You know, see Empress and Hangman. So I don't know if you were dealing with somebody who was already in a commitment, trying to see something differently. But see, that connection, whatever this Empress connection is karmic. And if all of a sudden, let me see if karma follows. If all of a sudden they're looking at you as the Empress, well then something's changing. No, see, it's still karmic, okay? So they need to deal with their karma, whether this is a wife, a girlfriend, the mother of someone's children, someone they work with, whether it's the higher monarchy, their own mother, their own grandmother. It's their karma, and they need to deal with it. And hopefully they confront it. Because if not, it's just going to get worse. Worse and worse and worse. So again, we were clearly dealing with a situation where, you know, it's like jumping into the ring of fire. I think all our scenarios are different, right? Because our last lesson we learned I don't think it was like this. Like, I wasn't dealing with somebody who had to deal with karma. This time, apparently, it was. All right, so like, again, every lesson's different. I'm hoping what this is saying is that this energy is now moving away from a toxic situation, and we'll see things differently. We'll communicate the truth. We'll stand in their own truth, you know. And maybe you had to walk away or get out of a scenario. But this type of energy doesn't happen overnight. This is someone who needs to get out of a situation. This is somebody who's been holding on to a situation, slowly thinking they're moving away. Slowly thinking you're moving away is a lot different than actually physically stepping out of it. Yeah, see? King of Pence. You know, I don't know, again, it's very narcissistic energy too. It's very manipulating. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of back and forth. It's not only fucking with your energy, fucking with other people's energy. Like, they just, you were dealing with somebody who knew exactly what they were doing the whole entire time, and they still chose to do it. Whether this is a job, person, place, a thing, like, this is, it is what it is. It is a loss. This is games. This is not shutting something down. This is shitty. There's going to be some arguments here with the 8 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Watch your words. But this is like an argument. Definitely not seeing eye to eye. You know, see? It's like it's still blocked, or it's just, you know, not following their path, not following their destiny, not following their gut. Put them in an ugly situation. So they might be recognizing that. But see, this is communication. So if they're blocked, or they blocked you, or vice versa, whatever. This is somebody who needs to stand up for what they wanted. This is somebody who didn't follow their intuition. Their intuition told them that they should be somewhere else, and they didn't. They didn't follow through with it. This is very stubborn, narcissistic energy. This is somebody who thought they were going to win, somebody who thought they had the upper hand. Somebody who kept things hidden, and possibly from other people. Could have kept telling you they were walking away, or I want more, or I'm interested with the Page of Earth, but just things didn't pan out. This is someone who didn't stand up for what they truly wanted. This is somebody who hid behind the truth, hid behind lies, didn't want to confront the truth, didn't want to confront the fear, didn't want to confront the pain, didn't want to hurt someone else. This is truly somebody who just didn't follow their gut, their intuition. And probably because of whatever blockage they have. But whoever they're about to communicate with is not going to go so well. And if this is them speaking the truth and secrets being revealed, and they're going to stand up for what they truly want, then they're starting the right process. But right now it can go either way. This is somebody who never put their foot down. Yeah, see the 8 of Water. This is somebody who did absolutely nothing. They watched people walk away. Or they walked away and didn't give a shit. They're up at night thinking about it. But they're not doing anything. It's reversed, right? Bored in a situation. Not accepting an offer because it wasn't good enough for them. This is energy of like petty shit. You know? They had an opportunity in front of them. Probably a really good opportunity, and they didn't take it because of something else that was holding them down. We all have faults. Can't put the blame on anybody. You can only take your own blame for what you did. This person created their own actions. They created this mess by not speaking the truth, by hiding things, by manipulating people, situations, not following their intuition, not following their gut, being blocked, working on something slowly, getting out of something slowly, didn't cut it. They missed an opportunity by doing nothing. So it looks like there's an energy that walked away. And this doesn't even need to be you. This could be a friend, a family member. It could be the Empress. It can be you. Who knows? But this is their own karma. This is somebody who knew to follow their gut, and they didn't. They played games. They manipulated multiple people. And if this was a third party, both women got manipulated because it's the Five of Swords. It's like they tricked their own brain. You weren't dealing with somebody authentic, guys. This was somebody who did not want to show you their authentic self, whether it's fear, whether it's their own karma, whether it's their own past pain and hurt. Again, not your problem though. And I think truly you went in being very authentic and hoping it was going to be reciprocated. And it wasn't. It doesn't make this a bad person. But this person needs to wake up and realize their own fucking behavior. It doesn't mean that you guys won't cross paths again. Or maybe it is. Or maybe it's done for good. And you taught them a lesson. You're going to get more out of your lesson than they're going to get out of theirs. But you know what? I'm not trying to compare, but you know what I mean. We're on another level of being able to understand something. This has been somebody's approach. And it could be somebody who's extremely successful with the King of Pentacles here. Extremely successful. But let their ego get in the way. Try to control a situation with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Didn't follow through with things they felt. They were dealing with somebody like us that wanted a soul connection. They probably have never been connected with anybody like that, whether, again, it's a person, place, a thing. So there's probably a lot of fear here, but they definitely missed out on an opportunity. And they watched you walk away. Because it's saying they are leaving this situation with the Empress. But it wasn't quick enough. It was on their terms. It was on their time. So now that you walked away, if this is a relationship with somebody you were dealing with, they're probably going to want you back. But just because somebody apologizes and comes back does not mean you guys are meant to be. Maybe some of you, but not all of you. So you have to be smart here, because this type of karma and lessons don't get hashed out overnight, guys. This is not somebody who wanted to be vulnerable. I can't express it enough. Like, this was literally part of our lesson. We went into something being truly authentic. And they were not. They were masked. They were armored up. But that's not up to us to peel back their fucking shell. I guarantee if this person apologized and saw things differently, it would work. But this person is not here. Yeah, see, they want back. They're not telling you they want back. So you were also dealing with somebody who wasn't truly telling you what they felt. This is somebody who probably had a lot of love, a lot of pain, a lot of feelings. And they had the opportunity. The opportunity was there. This is somebody who kept feelings from you. Couldn't show vulnerability. Again, it's not up to us. I guarantee you made this person extremely comfortable because they had the opportunity and they did nothing about it. So they have to change their own ways. If they can't, I would not even allow this energy back into your life. I would just, you know, cut it out. What are you going to tolerate? How much are you going to tolerate on your end? Because this is something that wore you out. And this could literally, doesn't even have to be a lover. This could be a family member. This could be a work situation. Find yourself a new job. You know? So somebody who tried to control a situation. Yeah, there was probably 2 people. It looks like they're moving away from that person, but they lost everything in between because they held on to something they shouldn't have been holding on to. And everybody, you know, heals and releases in their own time. But they had an opportunity here. Somebody came in, which was you, or was me. Somebody came in. It wasn't enough for them. You were enough, but you weren't enough for them. You are enough for you, and you are enough for somebody else. Believe me. Yeah, they missed out. With this 4 of Cups, they missed out on something long-term, commitment, happiness, something solid. Something with the Wheel of Fortune here that would have, it's like, it would have been one of the best decisions they could have made. So they knew what they had in front of them was precious. And they still chose to go about it in their own way. And there's nothing we can do about that. They definitely had something solid in front of them that they gave up. Maybe you didn't make enough money for them. Maybe you had a family and they didn't want a family. I mean, there could be so many reasons, but they had something going in their favor. And maybe maybe they felt this. Maybe they knew, like, maybe, hey, this is my person. Or so maybe that's why they felt like they could postpone things or not acknowledge things or not, you know what I'm saying? You were definitely dealing with an energy that tried to control a situation. I mean, there's no question. They had an opportunity to go in a very fortunate direction. Something solid. Something committed. I don't know if they put work first with the 10 of Pentacles being here. Because I'll tell you right now, if you were dealing with somebody who couldn't be vulnerable, they most certainly didn't put their feelings first. Yeah. So they probably put work first. They put other things first. And that's the karmic wheel. It goes either way. You repeat a cycle or you learn from a lesson and you get a blessing. So it's almost like this person would have had a blessing. Whether it was you, somebody else, work, they lied to themselves about what they want and the direction they wanted to go in. This is somebody who had the opportunity to be completely real and honest with you. And they were not. They had a lot of love for you, didn't express it. They had opportunities. It's not like you were out with the first fuck up. Like a whole cycle, almost probably a year, if not more, guys. Could even be 10 years. Who the fuck knows? You know, they lied. They lied about a lot of things. They could have been staying in a situation for money. It's just, it would have been all the wrong reasons because they had this opportunity right here to go in a new direction. And they chose not to. Or they chose to do it their way on their time. I keep seeing the Emperor reverse, so you were dealing with a very controlling energy. And it was reversed. So things came to a halt. It looks like they wanted to offer you like the Ace of Pentacles. But again, coming from what I've been seeing and realizing, you didn't want the Ace of Pentacles. You didn't want money. You didn't want for them to buy you a new car or to fix a car. Like, you didn't want that. You wanted emotion. You wanted a vulnerability. You wanted love. You wanted a soul connection. And this person was unable to give it to you because they were still connected to something else that was probably traumatic, had a lot of pain attached to it. There's definitely fear. Ego definitely got in the way. Controlling, trying to control a situation. They had no control over you. It probably irked the fuck out of them, and that's why you guys battled. That's why you butted heads. They couldn't control you. It now came to a halt when it had a chance to go in another direction. But that's life. We all choose our own paths, guys. I guarantee we've all found ourselves in situations like this before we became spiritual or dealt with a situation like this. I'm not shitting on this person or faulting this person. But they knew they had an opportunity. They knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. And they still fucked it up. You're dealing with somebody who was probably extremely successful, but not in the area you were searching for. And it looks like this person was in a commitment or something. It's the Lovers. There was still something bogging them down. It's like, I want to use the expression, they didn't realize it was gone until it was too late. But you're not dealing with somebody who's stupid. This is an extremely intelligent, smart person. They knew exactly what they were doing, guys. They knew what they were doing. And they still allowed it to continue. Let's hope they don't go backwards, because you're dealing with somebody who likes to be in control. I hid who I really was from you. That was a given. Because we already talked about that. This is somebody who couldn't be authentic with you. I hid behind material things. So again, you were dealing with somebody who probably put money first. But I just read all of that. I want to feel that way again. I feel you leaving me behind. I buried myself in my work to forget about you. But you know what? I don't know what to tell you. But what this is telling me is that this person will recognize eventually what happened. But it does not mean that you two will give it another go. And that is 100% facts. So this person will learn a lesson on their own time. And you realize you couldn't be part of their karma anymore. You gave it a go. They saw the opportunity, guys. They knew it was there. You are not dealing with someone who fucking played stupid. They could have pretended and played stupid, for sure. But they weren't stupid. You're not dealing with a stupid individual. You were dealing with somebody who's very practical, intelligent, But there's no cups here. None. There was zero fucks. There was zero emotion put into this situation because it was caught up in another scenario. So you got the shit end of somebody, which sucks. But you know, we all been in situations. Someone got the shit end of you at some point in your life. Don't think your fucking shit don't stink. So this person will realize. So that's good. And it's not you had to teach him a lesson. Because if you're doing that and saying that, then you haven't learned something either. I am happy that this person will realize their approach, their behavior, their attitude, their lies, their deception, their games, being focused on one thing more than the other. I am glad that this person will recognize this. Thank goodness. Again, it does not mean you're going to be part of this person's life again. Okay? So this is kind of like where they're at. We know where they're at, all right? So if you're the opposite energy watching this, here's a message for you. It's not the end of the world. We all learn lessons. No one hates you. No one's belittling you. You know? There's a lot of fear holding this energy back. People just need to recognize that people make mistakes. And this is a 50, you know? It's the last card in the deck. It's a 5. There needs to be change. If this energy does not change, this energy's fucked. I don't know if you pray for people or whatever. If you're anything like me, you sincerely wish them the best. But this is not energy you wait on, because you did wait. You put in more than enough time and more than enough effort. And this person knew you did. So don't make excuses for somebody anymore. Whatever they were holding on to, they were in denial, making their own excuses too. Why you on the fucking sideline? Just let it go. It's not, there's no need to bash, talk shit. Like, just, it is what it is. We're vibrating on a different frequency. It's okay. We all learn at our own fucking times. The warmth of your open heart can give comfort to all that cross your path. The root word of courage, okay, is a French word of heart. Courage comes from the heart. It's inner strength guided by love, which seeks truth and justice. When you have the courage to be true to yourself and start feeling more empowered to act and live in the way of your own true soul without any illusion, Ganesha is urging you to let your guard down, stop wearing a mask, begin to have more respect for yourself and others. Beware of making harsh judgments about others or on yourself. When you come within your heart, you will find you relate better to others. Your gifts will shine through. You are capable of leadership, achievement, and inspiring others to succeed. It just doesn't have to be your way. When you draw this card, it is a sign of your ability to cooperate and thrive through peers, adventures, and like-minded individuals, and things will be heightened. Be willing to do what is needed for things to run smoothly for you. Ganesha promises you great success if you're willing to let down your walls. He is pictured here on a powerful lion inherited by his mother Parvati. The lion represents a fierce nature of Ganesha. He calls upon you now to trust the fearless part of your being, your own inner lion, and invites you to work with him and learn how vigilant and harness your heart's great courage. So there was definitely a lot of fear here. And I know I kind of giggled and stopped because this is everything I just said. This is that blockage, the manipulation, the games, things holding people back, loving the wrong type of people. It's just, it is what it is. And if this person pushes through and they eventually come back your way, you guys might be great together. You know, I do believe in second chances. But right now, this person needs to face their own shit. Honestly. They need to face their own shit. So you continue to work on you, because I don't think there's anything you necessarily did wrong. I honestly feel like you were very authentic. And I know maybe your approach is certain stuff, but you had no ill intent. This person didn't have intentions on hurting you, but they certainly didn't have any intentions on giving you their soul. And I'm sure you wanted a part of their soul, you know? So this is somebody, like I said, there's no emotions here. This is somebody who needs to open their heart. Let down your guard. Stop wearing a mask. I said that. All that armor. You knew you were dealing with somebody who could be extremely pure, but they just were not ready to be that person with you. They were holding on to something from the past here. Their own karma. So, all in due time, you'll either move forward. Well, you will move forward regardless. If the energy comes back around, then so be it. If not, so be it. Your blessing will come. There's no question. Yeah, it's over with their past, but I feel like it's something that's been over. See what I'm saying? You were dealing with somebody who was still dealing with pain and sorrow and disappointment and lies and deception and why didn't it work out. You were still dealing with somebody who didn't want the new opportunity because they thought they could still fix this, and it was something that was already dead. Sometimes we want to be with certain people that are just not meant to be in our lives. And they weren't even looking at it in a positive way or trying to fix it in a positive. Sorry, Mia called. You were dealing with somebody that was too focused on what hurt them than to focus on the love that was right behind them, which was probably right in front of them, which was probably you guys, okay? But they were too focused on the pain that was created in their own life before you even came into the picture. And they had the opportunity. They were holding on to something. And and this had nothing to do with you. This was you. This was them in the old relationship or whatever's going on within the family. And it wasn't even positive. So this person was vibing, again, a 5. This person was vibing on very low energy that just did not serve them. But they still stuck through a situation. And there's jealousy here. You were feeding energy. Multiple people were feeding this energy, so it just kept feeding their ego. I don't need to make a decision. I don't need to let go. You don't know what you're talking about. You're so dead wrong. I guarantee that was some of the stuff that was coming out of this person's mouth. You're dead wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I've moved forward. What are you talking about? As if we're they're insulting our intelligence, but at the same time, they felt like we were insulting them. And we were not insulting this energy. Because I've seen nothing but love come from one side, and then you have a whole nother side where there's just unrequited love. You had to have seen a glimpse of this person's soul, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have held on for this long. I know for a fact you saw a glimpse of this person's soul, but they just didn't give it to you. Their pain is still attached to the past. And I guarantee this person tells you you're wrong, that it has nothing to do with the past. And this has everything to do with the past. This is denial. And I'm not faulting this energy. We've all been in this energy. We've all held on to shit we shouldn't have. But the thing is, they had a beautiful soul right in front of them. They had something worth holding on to. You guys will have that again. It just might not be with this person. But you will. Spirit knows what you want. So this person is in the midst of dealing with karma, dealing with life lessons. I don't know how much longer they can try to control a situation before the tower comes in, before the universe makes it clear. Adversity, pushing through. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Oh, they're in a challenge, all right. Aren't we all, though? You know? You were dealing with somebody, yeah, failure. I understand that a mistake was an opportunity to learn. And honesty. This is somebody who needs to get honest with their situation. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. But they also lied about how they felt about you. You know, they wore a mask. They had blockages. They blocked you from certain things, hoping you wouldn't see it, hoping you wouldn't pick up on it. And it's not the cards that are reading this story. You're spiritual. You're intuitive. You're not naive. You opened your soul, hoping it would be reciprocated, you know? So this person can say what it is they need to say to feed their own ego. But personally, it looks like you're not feeding it anymore. And if you choose to, this is the energy you're still working with. If you choose to feed this, you will not get what you want. This energy will stay right here in that Five of Cups. You will be miserable right along with this person. I promise you that. This is two people who stayed in a situation that was already miserable. And then you came into the equation and you gave them something pure. And they didn't take it. Could have scared them. You know, you had courage. But you know what? You know, anywho. Just going to leave it at that. We all make mistakes. You know. This is a big boo-boo. But you know what? It is what it is. And this is very catalytic energy. And I don't even think you were dealing with a catalyst. I think you were their catalyst. I think you were there to show them love. To show them what it's like. And they didn't take it. It's like the opposite. See what I'm saying? We went through all this with our catalyst, and our catalyst didn't change. Because they're a catalyst, you know? This was a healing catalyst. It was, you know, you went in. They saw that opportunity. They knew it was there. This is not somebody who was blinded. You were dealing with somebody who was extremely intelligent. They chose to ignore it because they were still dealing with something that they did not want to face, not want to let go of. When they know they had a better situation right in front of them and they just had to play it out their way. It's their loss. It is not yours. It is not your loss. It is not. So with that being said, continue to move forward. They made their choice. And if for some reason they chose you, they certainly didn't tell you they chose you. And right now you don't even want that to even be an option on the table anymore. You wouldn't want that to still be an option. I just told you and read the energy that you were dealing with. So if you think you still want that option on the table, you're dead wrong. You are not an option. You are not second choice. You are not fucking leftovers. You were a pure fucking soul. And if you weren't, then this is not your read. So, I'm going to throw you one more Ganesha card for your best advice. Let's clear the energy. Clear the energy. And let's not think about what we just read. We're all very aware, okay? We're very aware. Let's clear the energy. We're not going to hold grudges. We're not going to belittle. We're not going to judge. We're going to accept how this went down, and we're going to push through. And I am going to run to the bathroom. And this is the name of the book. Deck. And for those who have wonderful ears, I'm sorry you can hear me going pee. Okay, here's the deal. I don't know if Spirit was just talking to me right then. You know how I have bathroom thoughts? Well, I was literally just peeing, and I said to you guys, for those who have wonderful hearing, I'm sorry if you can hear me peeing because I didn't shut the door. But as I was peeing, the first thing that occurred to me was maybe I should have intentions behind that. So I don't know if toxins come out of urine or if you're not drinking enough water. Lonnie called, but it was buffering. What I was going to say is that I don't know. I mean, that seems strange to me that you could put intentions behind. Well, I mean, you are flushing things out of your system, right? So it just could be another message for you to put intent behind your next adventure. And it's not something I've actually ever tried, all right? So I know I put intent behind my crystals and that type of stuff, but I'm not gonna lie to you, as strange as it sounds, when I was just peeing, that was kind of like the message I got of, even when you're flushing your system, put intent behind it. So I think as you flush your system or diet or exercise or whatever you do next, it's just a message to put intent behind it. Others of you could be saying, drink more water. You might want to put more attention towards your bladder. I don't know. However you perceive that message. But I will tell you, hands down, the message I got was put intent behind whatever you're flushing out. Okay. So this is a Ganesha message for you. Like I said, clearing the energy, clearing your vibe, clearing your aura. Clear it, okay? This is a message for you. We're going to step away from this and not let things get the best of us. Okay? So we have innocence. The simplest gestures of love and respect can prevail over the toughest of hearts. In this card, the lightness of the aura around Ganesha portrays innocence. By being soft and still, you give the universe opportunity to assist you in creating your new desires. Be willing to release any cynicism. Have you noticed yourself becoming increasingly critical? As you gather more experience, sometimes the familiarity of a situation can cause you to lose touch with your own innocence. It is only natural to expect similar outcomes that you've had in the past when similar situations are presented themselves in life. Don't forget, through all the change and transformations, there's always possibility. You are being offered an opportunity to approach this situation in a renewed peace. If you're asking about making changes in your life, a job situation or relationship, or even in the direction in your life on the path, approaches with a sense of exploration and excitement of the curiosity of a child. Be willing to let go of all preconceived ideas and how things went down in your past and have developed over time in your mind. Allow your heart to become centered in more peace. Every day, call on Ganesha for guidance to renew your mind and refresh your thinking. Ask Ganesha for assistance. Contemplate each situation in your encounter. Ask Ganesha to support you. Remember to pray for the freedom of fears, worries, and unhealthy obsessions that might control your thoughts and harm your soul. Be accountable for your decisions and their results. Just knowing that your responsibility will assist you to take certain and make certain decisions seriously with greater consideration. So this actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know if that was a message for the opposite energy or was it for us, because that possibility is still there. And I've said that to you a few times. And this is why you don't judge, and this is why you don't talk shit, and this is why you don't belittle other people. Because you never know what's meant to be, and people have struggles that are fucking real, and sometimes you need to take yourself out of them in order for somebody to see a situation. Okay? But don't think this will come back, or this person or job or something will come back, because you don't know, and you don't want to have that in your mindset. Right now you are free. So feel free. Because this is another opportunity for the universe to assist you in creating ideas. Be willing to release any cynicism. Have you noticed yourself becoming critical over time? Gather experiences. Don't forget, through change and transformation, things are possible. It's only natural to expect similar outcomes as you've had in the past with similar situations. So again, it's almost like us being like, well, we know how this is going to end. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me? Because I went from 93 to 87, 89. Can you hear me? Perfect. Okay. So again, this is thinking you're just going to have the same outcome because we've dealt with this before. But it doesn't mean there's that same outcome. This is why that optimism and certain stuff, that's why it's so valuable for you to move on with your life and take a different approach as the one that was put in this situation, or everybody per se, right? But it's also, that's why they had courage too. I can totally see where this message is going. But it says you are being offered an opportunity to approach this situation at a renewed space. So in a renewed peace. So whether it comes back around or it's just the peace within you, because everyone has a tough experience in life, okay? So if you're making changes with a job situation, a relationship, or a direction in your life, approach it with exploration and excitement. Be willing to let go of these preconceived ideas and how other things went down over time in your mind. Allow your heart to be at peace. So this is what I said. You are dealing with somebody who is just not as vulnerable and as authentic as you. Well, they are. They just didn't have enough faith or trust to open up. But again, I would not say make excuses for this energy, because this energy knew exactly what they were doing and they had ample opportunity to make it right with you, and they chose to let control and ego and other things hold them back. Okay? So if for you, you know there's absolutely no going back, this is for you just to get in touch with your own inner child again. And it's okay. They know you're going through a hard time. They know the situation that you just went through. So if somebody new comes into your life, don't be guarded. Don't assume the same thing's going to happen. Don't necessarily change your approach to being vulnerable and authentic just because you got hurt in another situation again. Don't let that hold you back. Because you might be faced with the same situation or will look exactly how it went down before. But it takes those two people to change the scenario. I think you gave that person the benefit of the doubt, and it just didn't pan out. So maybe, you know, if you guys end up back together, it will, and you can work on things. Or maybe you just find yourself in this situation with somebody else. But don't give up on that situation either. Don't give up on any situation if someone's willing to work on something. Okay? So, I love you guys. I gotta call the kids back. I had a couple of them call. You know? Things take time. It takes time to come at peace with situations. It takes time to heal. It takes time for people to realize things. You know? Just move forward right now and concentrate on you. Something spiritual. We are spiritual, okay? So maybe we should get disciplined and try something new, you know? Maybe doing a little research, clearing that chakra, you know, changing your diet, cutting out caffeine, nicotine, whatever it may be, you know? Stop trying to fix something that can't be fixed right now. This cannot be fixed right now. If this is even fixable, it's going to take time. I promise you that. Well, you should be very aware of that. And if somebody new comes into your life and it seems like the same scenario as the last one, which they normally typically do, don't give up right away. Okay? Continue to be your authentic self, and something will pan out for you. Promise. So, I will see you all either tomorrow or tonight. I don't know. But right now I gotta deal with the chicklins. Do some laundry, do some stuff, stretch. I definitely want to get some fresh air. I need to absorb things in my life too. And one day at a time. Okay? And right now I'm telling you, don't get caught up in a conversation, if this is your story, with the opposite energy. It is not the time to get caught up in a situation with this person. This is going to take some time. They need to recognize and see and absorb. They need a little bit of a wake-up call or an awakening, because they don't see it yet. I promise you, they do not see it yet. So right now it's time for you to protect your own energy and become a healthier you. Honestly, I'm not as healthy as I want to be. Okay? You got to become a healthier you. And if this energy eventually comes back, you can work on it then, if they want to work on it. So again, don't run your mouth to friends or family. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Because I know people get in that type of energy and they do that. And then you're going to kick yourself in the ass for doing what you did. Be a bigger person. Just understand, you know, you were put in this situation. But you now can accept it. You just have to accept your situation. and then just let life happen. Okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.